Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wolf Quest 3, where we are here to celebrate and mourn the end of Rosetta's life, our Generation 4 heiress to the Dark Moon, who died very suddenly and unexpectedly when we underestimated how fierce a mother elk would be fighting for her calf. And Rosetta, weakened from trying to catch beavers in the creek with her beloved mate Troyes, unfortunately fell to the elk. And as tragic as this is, it does remind us quite starkly that about 77% of the wolves who do die in the wild die from these conflicts between other animals. Quite often it is interspecies conflicts, like fighting with their prey. Sometimes, a lot more often than you would think, it is actually fighting with other wolf packs and being killed by other wolves. But in Rosetta's case, she became one of those very common statistics of being a predator who underestimated her own strength and underestimated the strength of the drive that the prey she was chasing would have to survive. And we lost her, our golden girl, just a couple days before she would have finished out her whole story in a blaze of glory and happiness, and I'm still so heart heavy about this, I can hardly stand it. However, one of the beautiful things about Rosetta's story is that Troyes did do his best to continue raising their pups, and 4 out of 6 of their pups did survive. So I used a random generator and some fancy calculations I did based on Troyes' age, how strong he was, his own hunting ability, and how large the pups already had become. And friends, we do at least have somewhat of a family tree for Rosetta. So Troyes, here he is with -1 stamina, some strength, -1 speed, and a little bit more health than the others. He was Rosetta's mate, and they did have, oh look, it actually lists Rosebud as the runt, oh my gosh. But they did have their 6 pups, and of those 6 pups, thankfully because so many of them were already so large, Troyes was actually able to have 4 of them survive. So friends, completely out of my hands, using the random generators, the 4 who survived and the 4 who will be eligible to actually become the heirs to the Dark Moon Pack Generation 5 include Beaver, Journey, Delphinium, and Bee. Unfortunately, and my heart is so sad because we lost the entire Rose line, Rose, Thorn, and Rosebud did not survive. Rosebud as the runt didn't surprise me. She actually survived to her juvenile years, but she did not survive the juvenile years. And Rose Thorn, perhaps because she had been sickly when she was younger in life, unfortunately did not survive either. So we're going to be picking from Beaver, Journey, Delphinium, and Bee to see what they would grow up to be. And because of how we had to finish playing, we do actually still have Rose Thorn and Rosebud as potential playable wolves, not from my stories, not for the stories of our official moon packs, but they will be available for you guys to add into your families as wolves that you can go ahead and put into your Wolf Quest save files. So they will be up on the wolf adoption page. But alright guys, let's go ahead and see what we have to work with, starting with Beaver, who actually is slower than your normal wolf, has a little bit more stamina, a little bit more health. For reference, we had so much stamina on Rosetta, but she was a bit slower than usual. She actually didn't have more strength, even though I thought she would. And actually, Journey is the one who has the best stats in terms of strength. Delphinium is actually good on health, but very slow and not very strong. And it looks like Bee is actually very slow, but she's good on stamina and strength. So let's go ahead and see what Beaver looks like first. We're not gonna make everybody an Iron Wolf right now. Alright, so Beaver is now available. Let's go ahead and we will check out Beaver. Alright, so where's Beaver? Oh my goodness. Alright, where is he? Oh, whoa, he looks just like his dad! You guys, look at him! Oh my gosh, I actually really love how much he looks like his dad Troyes. Oh, okay, he's like winning my heart over there because he also looks a lot like Catalina, his grandmother, which is really, really fun. So this is what Beaver would look like, you guys. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's pop back over. Look at everybody. There's Lark. Here's Meadow. Here's Parsley. Oh, it's so fun to see everyone. Here's our girl Rosetta. Ah. Okay, and then we have Journey. So we're going to go ahead and pop Journey out. Let's get Delphinium out. I think Journey's stats intrigue me a bit. Delphinium's stats seem like it would be a little bit of a struggle to work with. I feel like Journey would follow in their mother's footsteps the most. And Bee would as well. And Beaver, oh man, Beaver though. Man, there's so many choices. All right, nope. All right, there we go. And we want Bee as an adult wolf. We're not gonna make her an iron wolf. And let's come back to our wolves and see what we have. So here's our boy Beaver again, just for reference. He's looking really, really good. And then, oh, is this Bee? Look at her, you guys! What even? We've never had a wolf that looks like this. I can't even recall running into a wolf that looks like this. This is amazing. I don't even know what coat she has. You can't really change her coat anyway. She's just born with the coat that she's got. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Bee! Wow. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a wolf that looks like that. And I think that she would want to follow a little bit in her mother's like footsteps. Can I see her stats here? Offspring of Rosetta and Troyes. We can't change her personality. I wish we could see what it is though. But there are her strengths, stamina. She's very slow, but she's a lot like her mom like that. But look at her muzzle. I love that. What? She doesn't look like any of the other wolves. Whoa, Delphinium! And Delphinium turned out to be a black wolf, maybe of the caves. I could see Delphinium really wanting to be a wolf of the caves. I actually haven't come up with the backstory for these guys just yet. Like what, or excuse me, their life quest just yet. So just off the cuff as some ideas for what I think their life quest may be. Delphinium may only den in caves. Like that would be her goal, pardon me, would be to raise her pups only in caves because she spent a lot of time in caves and it kind of goes with the legend of Delphinium. For Bee, I'm thinking fields, but she would only want to den around places that had like wide open meadows and fields, and she would want to be able to see things as far as she could see. And also maybe something with like plants or flowers. I'm gonna need to think about that. Maybe even chasing down a few foxtails to see like what the foxes are doing in the flower fields. That would be interesting. For Beaver, I feel like his father's dreams of building a better family using beavers never really happened. So I could see Beaver wanting to go ahead and to den maybe in the traditional spots, kind of where his mom did at the lake, and to carry on that really fun experience of kind of just focusing on the waterway. I don't know if any of the dark moon packs, I could see Bee wanting to control like large meadows. That might be one of her things. And I could see Delphinium. Delphinium might just be focused on the caves, but sticking close to their caves. And then finally we have Journey! Journey, look at you! All right, so Journey is our male. He's got a little bit of experience with fighting, it seems. He grew up with some scars. He is a beautiful red wolf who reminds me of some of his family line. And I think he would actually be very intrigued in kind of wandering about. He might want to kind of be like his mom and maybe just always be up for the journey. And he might repeat the not looking at the map challenge, which actually worked out really well for us. You would think having such a tiny territory would have pretty much destroyed the pack, but we were making it just fine. So I feel like Journey would want to carry on his mother's legacy of just not ever really looking at the map and kind of leading the Dark Moon pack wherever their hearts desire. I also love his colors. Like, he's got some really fun red colors here. Oh, you guys, I don't know who we would pick. Journey is really exciting. Delphinium could be a lot of fun. Delphinium's stats might make her a little bit, I mean, she's got some stamina, she's got more health, But she's a little slower and not as strong, so she really might need a good mate to balance that out with, but I could see that potentially working for us. B definitely catches my eye because we've never really had a wolf that looks much like this. She's not very fast though, which is ironic because you would think a bee would be fast. And Beaver, I mean, he just really reminds me of his dad, of his grandma. There's some aspects about him that really, he's not very fast either, kind of bring home like the experience of being in the Dark Moon Pack. All right, so Achilles sort of looks like Journey. We're gonna go down the list. Clover also looks a lot like Journey. Demeter looks a little bit like Journey. Clover actually looks a ton, which is ironic because she's like Aunt Clover, I think. Maybe? No, actually. I'm gonna have to think through the family tree on that. I wish you could see a bigger sprawling family tree. That would be really cool. All right, there's Journey. There's Lark. Parsley, Rosetta. Oh, Rosetta. There's Achilles, Basil, Beaver, Bee. Yeah, okay, so Bee basically doesn't look like any of the other wolves. That's just amazing to see. All right, there's Beaver. And Basil, can I follow your family tree? So here's Basil. Yeah, you can see his father was Azure, mother was Parsley. And yeah, look, we can come all the way up. So Meadow had Parsley, who got Azure as a mate. And then we followed Basil's life. We voted on Basil and picked him. He got Catalina as a mate. And then Rosetta was their surviving pup. And she passed away, but left behind all of these pups. And now it's time for Generation 5, just like that. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, as usual, I'm going to pick the best that I think my heart is just like really happy with. I love Journey's idea. Delphinium could be cool. I love Bee's look. I love that Beaver just like is living up to his family dreams. Oh, and then just for fun, we'll go ahead and really quickly here. Let me pop in. Oh, Rosetta, my girl. Oh, I'm still so sad about her, you guys. But we'll pop in and we'll see what Rose Thorn. And we'll go ahead and see what Rosebud would have looked like. All right, let's come over. So we have... Oh my gosh, Rose Thorn would have been so cool too and so different. She would have grown up and ended up being tracked by some of the researchers, which is really an intriguing possibility. She might have had fun kind of triangulating across different areas. We might have had something to do with like having to like have your den and your summer hunting grounds in two vastly different zones. That might have been her challenge. And then Rosebud would have had some amazing markings under the mouth. Look at her. She would have been our runt, so she would have been really hard to work with, but she would have been very pretty and unique as a wolf for sure. Just very difficult to do anything with, as we've learned with Lark the runt. And there they are, guys. All right, I'm gonna do my best to pick which wolf we should go ahead and have inherit Rosetta's throne and meet us halfway there at Generation 5 of the Dark Moon Pack. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you could, do please leave a like in memory of Rosetta. And if you would like to join us on this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. But most importantly, my friends, stay curious. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.